Hey, hi. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Goat Force Gaming channel, where we play the roguelikes and the roguelites. Folks, I am back again with more Death Must Die. Have I told you that I love Death Must Die? Some of you already know. If you've hung out here before, you probably know. Folks, this game keeps calling back to me, and lately I have been trying to perform better at Star Crux level 30 for several weeks. I have been attempting to get a win at the highest level of difficulty in the game after hearing that some of you had had success with it. Now, you know that for the longest time I had been playing at Star Crux level 3 just so that I could get some mythic items to pop a little bit more often. And just got to a point where I thought, you know what? I think it's time. Let's get in there. And so I tried many attempts with Scotty and had some luck. I got close at times because I have a lot of gear for Scotty that helps pop master level offerings from the gods, which you know are quite helpful because then on top of that, you have the opportunity to spawn a legend. I got close, but then I thought, you know what? Why don't I go back to my first love, Maris? Because I think she's going to give the win. And so I wanted to come in and experiment a little bit with the sign of time space. And that is the passive sign that allows her to have infinite magnesis. We are pulling experience points from all across. And look at this. Now the master levels are popping. So I've geared her out in a way where we're focused on passive experience generation and multipliers to experience. Now, I usually come into my runs with a plan. But if you've played Death Must Die, and I know lots of you have, you know that those plans change, and then they change again, and then they change again sometimes, because you just don't know which gods are going to show up. And who knows, maybe in the updates that are going to be coming along here, there will be opportunities to come in with gear that, have certain gods proc more often than others. Other master level. And I'll be honest, that's not even my favorite master level to go with. But I thought, hey, it's master. There's a chance it could spawn a legendary. Let's just go with it. I'm not going to tell you if we got the W this time. All I'm going to say is it's a watch party. We're watching together because I record a lot of runs at once until I get one that I think is going to be entertaining for all of you to watch. And this one is entertaining. Now, I know the thumbnail gave a little bit away as far as what's going to happen here. There's more that's going to happen beyond that that's going to be interesting to watch. It was a neat run. So we're all going to enjoy this run together. I'm going to say cheers to you. I am out here enjoying a cup called Merry and Bright from the Beanbox Advent Calendar that just continues to deliver the goods. This is a roast from a coffee roaster out of Maryland. And it's got notes of chocolate chip and blondie brownie. Do you like a blondie brownie? That's one of my favorite things. So cheers to you. I hope you've got something good in your cup. You know, I've been trying to collect these books, and I'm wondering if at some point the books are going to do anything beyond just being a collection of lore. Have I talked about my love of smite in this game? You know, if you get that percentage up high enough, it really becomes something quite formidable. I think it caps at 30%, but as you get that higher and higher, it really starts to come together. Really, really great. Cheers. Yeah, the other thing I'll mention here that is exciting is that this video that you're watching right now, oh, look at this, a master level frost ring. I knew that was going to be good. At this point in the run, I wanted to side strongly with frost capabilities and continue to see the winter goddess showing up. All right, what was I saying? Oh, yes. This video that you are watching right now is rated G. And the reason it's rated G is for giveaway. Yes, folks, we are going to give away another copy of Death Must Die. And all you need to do to be eligible for the giveaway is to be subscribed and leave a comment. And then I'm going to pick one of you on December 15th to win. I will reply to your comment and ask you to reach out to me, and we'll get you hooked up with a copy of Death Must Die. And if you already own it, and you've got a friend or a family member that would love this, I'm open to that too. You know, the game's been out for a little bit. The area expansion on the Frost Ring just gets to a point where it is so nasty, and if you can start pairing that with some of the other buffs that perhaps give you additional attack damage for every enemy that's frozen in place. Oh my, it's happening. All your blessings rarities are upgraded. This is where the run starts to get pretty juicy. So all the different powers, rarities, just went up, opening the door to more legendaries to occur. If you like legendaries, you should stay tuned a little bit longer. That's all I'll say there. Speaking of rated G videos and giveaways, oh my, look at this. The blue dragon fights alongside you. The double dragon build has just entered the building. 2 dragons working together. The Onyx dragon from equipment and the Frost dragon from the legendary. What a time. What a time. And here's the beauty. If they're hanging out in the corner and they take out a whole pack together, and they're going to, no problem. All the experience points are going to flow directly to us. No problem at all. Now, in my experience, the rate at which the barons were melted is quite fast for Star Crux level 30. Just my experience. Maybe you're melting them very quickly all the time. I did opt for the frost zones there, just to get something else out there in the field that's doing freeze, and to expand upon the relationship with the cold sister, right? But that's kind of the beauty of the sign of time space. And there it is again. So now I thought, boy, what other statuses might we be able to apply? Is there any way to get Mort to show up at this point? You know, that's kind of the limitation of the equipment that I'm carrying, because in this case, Maris had a low amount of opportunities to do alterations and rerolls. Might as well put it in Smite, right? Build up that capability a little bit more. The projectiles at this point and going forward just start to become a little bit of a nuisance, and I was getting concerned at this point. But I did have confidence because we had the Divine Shield that was spawning back. And I like the flare here too, because those guys that are way out there in the field that you can't see, I mean, you can see the fireballs heading towards them when they're taking their shots. Flare is a great power. One that maybe I didn't take as often when I began playing Death Must Die, but definitely one that I put a lot more consideration in now. So I was talking a little bit about the giveaways that we're doing in December until I was rudely interrupted by a legendary being dropped. And, you know, in the November update video, we talked about doing additional giveaways in December, and we've been doing them so far. But I will just tell you that I will have an opportunity to get an early look at the Heaven and Hell update for Tiny Rogues. And we will be doing the largest giveaway that we ever have in the history of doing giveaways in terms of the volume, the number of copies. And I am completely willing to spoil you ahead of that, in case you'd like to plan and watch out. We will be giving away 15 copies of Tiny Rogues. So, stay tuned. When you see the Tiny Rogues content start to drop, look at this. I had to go Breath of Fire. Had to. Master level. When you see it start to drop, be on the lookout. There's going to be a rated G video, and it's going to be juicy. Yeah, I was feeling good about our level of attack power. You're seeing 4-figure damage being done due to the various domino effects coming into play here. And again, Smite is an easy choice for me. Don't sleep on Smite. If it shows up, I think it's great. But I'll tell you, if not for the Sign of Time Space, I would be missing out on some of those orange experience orbs. And, you know, those are the ones that you really don't want to miss. Level 24 at 11 minutes in is really good. You're cooking with gas at that point. You know, it was a tough choice because it was novice, but I just thought there's no way I can't go with a damage multiplier for immobilized enemies at this point, because there's so many immobilized enemies. It's going to behoove us. And spoiler, it did. It really did. I felt good about the rate of climb we were putting forth as far as leveling up. Yeah, a little bit of a tough choice, but ultimately, you gotta go Thaw. I was thinking around this point in the run that the attack rate felt slow to me. And that was really the only limitation that I was concerned about. Other than that, I was thinking, you know, this could be the run. This might be the run. I decided to go with that just to get another thing out there that would aid in providing status effects. And as you can see, it made an immediate difference. Especially with the combustion bomb when attacking enemies that are on fire. You know, some of these things just go hand in hand. It's peanut butter and jelly, right? If you know, you know. I made an interesting sandwich the other night. I have to just admit to this. So there used to be a gastropub that I loved that served just wicked, delicious, weird hamburgers. They had a peanut butter mango habanero hamburger with gigantic slices of bacon.
Only you, Forge.
Look at this. Wonderful. Just wonderful. Now, if you're like my brother-in-law, you hear something like that. Now, this is interesting. Okay, so gang, +1 spell projectiles. I think when I initially read that, I thought I was going to get an attack projectile. And for a moment, I thought, oh no, did something not proc properly? But it is the spell. And so, you know, I think what that impacted was the pools of ice being left on the floor and the meteors falling to the ground. So we still got good value, but I think ultimately I read it wrong initially. So I loved this hamburger, and of course the restaurant went out of business because of folks like my brother-in-law that said, you know, well, that's just blasphemy. Probably not because of that. Probably not at all, because they served other foods that were a little bit more normal. But anyway, look, we melted that guy. He has taken me out at Starcrux 30 so many times. It felt so good to put him down that quickly. So anyway, I've missed this burger. This burger, it's a wonderful experience. Salty, sweet, spicy, back of the throat heat, you know? I like a good mango habanero, I gotta tell you. So, I have these spicy chicken patties. They're breaded. And when I say they're spicy, look, this is subjective, of course, I know that. It's subjective. It makes me sweat. Legit. Like when I'm halfway through the sandwich, I'm sweating. I'm saying, wow, that's hot. Wow, that's really hot. So I took 2 nice, thick pieces of bread. I toasted them up. I put this chicken patty, this breaded, spicy chicken patty, on the bread. And I'm going, all right, what else does this need? I don't have lettuce right now. I'm without lettuce. What else do we need here? And
isn't ice nice?
That's when I decided, I'm gonna try to reproduce that burger experience. And I reached for the peanut butter. And then I reached for the blackberry jam. And folks, I gotta tell you, it was a party in the mouth, okay? I'll tell you what, it really was. It really was. There have been some epic food wins lately. I have been making weird stuff, and I'm not afraid to call it out. Some of this stuff is weird. You know, we released the premiere episode of Cheat Days with the Goat. It is the new members-only cooking series, and by golly, I made something weird, and it turned out. And I want to thank all the members that took a look at that video and said, I didn't know I needed this, but man, I needed it. This is great. All of you were extremely kind, so we're going to continue doing those. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to put that together.
What kind of legend would
and all the items that I made, you know, I allowed friends and family to get in on the action, and they all really liked it. At first, they were like, wait, what? What is this? What is this? And then they tried it. And a lot of them just thought, okay, shut the front door, right? Yeah. Look at this gold shield guy. I mean, he's gone. He's gone. It's like that scene in Goodfellas. He's gone. There's nothing we could do. He's gone. You know, you know. Jimmy Conway in a telephone booth. Yeah, I thought at that point, you know, let's start building the armor. It looks like this could go all the way to the main man. And I don't want to get hit with a run ender. We've all been there before. Things are going really well. You've got one or two legendaries. You're excited. Maybe it's one of those runs where you get a legendary for the first time and you're going, I didn't even know this was in the game. I'm so powerful. And then you get hit with one of Drax's bolts and it's all over. And that's why I went ham on protection again. I just thought, well, you know, chances are, and I'm so glad that I did, because this is where things get so hectic. We've got frost bolts flying at us 3 at a time, and look, it's rapid. It's really rapid. Yeah, this is just a fun, hectic game. And I was so ready for all of these folks to go home and for the skeleton party to arrive and to greet me for the final battle. And we got 2 dragons. 2 dragons. I felt pretty good. Yeah, it's just such a satisfying final minute. Why not, right? Why not? It's such a satisfying final minute to be able to plow through. And if you've managed to make it to this point and you are not melting these guys, it is a moment of horror. It is a moment of, how did I get here and what have I done? But I think when most of us get to this point, you know, we're feeling pretty good because we're just mowing those guys down. Just mowing them down. Take another sip here. Cheers to you. Cheers to this gremlin root house showing up for some additional dash cooldown when you need it. And cheers to a frozen Dracula. Who's excited for this next update and a new zone to battle in? I'm looking so forward to it. Now, so far, I've been getting the dashes off here. It's been working out. And I think this run showed me that time and winter are maybe my new favorites. It just felt so good to get the win. I'm gonna guess and say that there were probably 22 or 23 attempts before being able to get the win. So it felt so good to finally get the win. Look at that Frost Dragon. 688,000 damage. 801 damage per second. What a time. And we unlocked all the stuff for beating the higher difficulty, and I finally opened up that last perk for Maris. Very exciting. Folks, thank you so much for hanging out and for providing the continued support. Again, if you want to get in on that giveaway, be subscribed, leave a comment, and we'll see you next time.